Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and today I'm going to be comparing Apple's new lower-cost iPhone 5C smartphone against the company's flagship iPhone 5S. Now there are a couple of things that set these two devices apart, the first of which is called Touch ID, and you guys actually just witnessed it right there. It's a biometric fingerprint sensor that's built directly into the iPhone 5S's home button, allowing users to both bypass the lock screen and also bypass App Store and iTunes purchases securely using only their fingerprint. Now, Touch ID is really great and it's some awesome technology. It's capable of storing up to 5 different fingerprints. It has 360-degree readability, so I'm able to successfully unlock my iPhone 5S using any of the registered fingerprints at any orientation. And the best part is that all fingerprint data is encrypted and stored locally on the iPhone 5S's A7 chip itself. So it's not sent out to Apple's servers over iCloud, and no other applications can access it. If you're at all interested in Touch ID or you want to learn more on Touch ID, just be sure to watch my dedicated video. If you're on the desktop version of YouTube, I'll have an annotation to that on the screen now, in addition to both my iPhone 5S and iPhone 5C unboxing videos. And in my iPhone 5S unboxing, I actually detail my iPhone 5S giveaway. So if you're interested in winning a brand new iPhone 5S, just be sure to check it out. It's very easy to enter, and all of the instructions are detailed there. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, there are some things that set these two devices apart. Now, the first and definitely the most noticeable difference is the overall design. So the 5S takes after its predecessor, the iPhone 5, whereas the iPhone 5C features an all-new plastic design and takes the place of the iPhone 5 in the iPhone lineup. So really quick, let's go ahead and take a look at the back of both of these devices. Both are designed incredibly well, and you can really tell Apple's attention to detail in the iPhone 5S and the iPhone 5C. Now, the 5S on the right features an aluminum and glass design, whereas the iPhone 5C features a no-gap, all-plastic design. And although it's constructed of a form of polycarbonate plastic, the 5C is reinforced with a metal back housing that's actually inside of the plastic shell. So it's secure, it's hard, it's solid, and it definitely feels sturdy in the hand. In fact, the buttons on the iPhone 5C, such as the volume rocker and silent toggle switch, actually feel more secure than those on the iPhone 5S. Taking a look at the layout of both devices, on the left-hand side, you'll find the silent toggle and volume rocker that I was just talking about, and on the 5S, it's in a different shape than on the 5C. The 5C has more of a pill-shaped button design. On the top, we just have the lock and power button, and moving over to the right-hand side, we simply have the nano SIM tray on both devices, and on the bottom is also where things get kind of different. So on the far left, we have the headphone jack port. We also have the microphone on both, so of course you will get better call quality on the iPhone 5S, as you can tell, because not only is the speaker bigger, but the microphone's also bigger. And moving on, we have Apple's smaller redesigned lightning connector that was introduced with the iPhone 5C, and again to the right of that we have the speaker on both devices. In addition, the 5C is also bigger in form factor and heavier than the iPhone 5S. And now that we have some of the physical differences out of the way, let's go over something that's the same. The screen on both of these devices is a 4-inch 1136 by 640 326 pixels per inch Retina display. But other than that, it does have the same A6 processor found in the iPhone 5, which definitely sets the 5S apart from the 5 and the 5C. It does feature Apple's all-new A7 processor, and in fact, it's the world's first smartphone to feature a 64-bit processor, and it even has a Co-M7 processor that offloads motion data from the A7 chip so that it can perform better in different situations where it's utilizing things like the gyroscope. Now, just to put that to the test, let's go ahead and open up Geekbench. I've downloaded it on both devices, and I'm going to open it right now after I show you guys that neither one of these devices have anything running in the background. So as you can see from the multitasking interface, we just have the home screen available at the front. So let's go ahead and open up Geekbench on both. Again, it doesn't really matter which one opens first because they pretty much opened at the exact same time. What does matter are the results. So let's go ahead and run the processor benchmark right now. And once it completes, I'll be right back. So the iPhone 5S just finished with a very impressive score, whereas we're about halfway done on the iPhone 5C. I'm going to let it finish, and then I'll come back to discuss the results. We have a multi-core processor score of 1281 versus 2570. So this is a huge boost on the iPhone 5S. Again, this thing's processing capability is just insane, and it is definitely off the charts as far as pretty much any mobile device is concerned. Now, before Apple released the 5S, they did promise that the A7 will bring a 2x performance boost over the iPhone 5 across the board as far as CPU and graphics capabilities are concerned, and they definitely delivered. Now, for those of you who don't know, Geekbench is just a simple benchmark tool that takes into account a multitude of different mobile processes performed by the processor. So again, we definitely have a better processor on the 5S, which does attribute to things like improved graphics, better performance when using processor-intensive applications. It also means that animations are more snappy, smooth, faster, responsive, and overall in general, everyday tasks can definitely be performed faster on the iPhone 5S than the 5C or even the 5. Now, exiting out of Geekbench, I have a couple more things I want to go over really quick. And the first one is Asphalt 8. Now, this will kind of just give you guys a reference point of the two different devices and where they stand as far as graphics capabilities are concerned. So I'm going to open up Asphalt on both. Okay, so here we are at the start and loading screen on both devices. I'm just going to press start race and we will see which device performs better, although, spoiler alert, it's definitely going to be the 5S. Okay, so the 5S is even further ahead as far as the cutscene is concerned, and that's because it did finish loading first. So it's definitely hard to convey to you guys how amazing the 5S performs just over the video, but the 5S is just killing the iPhone 5C. As far as graphics are concerned, things do run better on the 5S, and the different shader models and graphics effects look significantly better on the 5S. Now, wrapping things up, I wanted to quickly talk about the camera on both devices. So the 5S does feature an improved camera over the 5 and the 5C. Although it's still an 8 megapixel camera, the CMOS sensor has been enlarged, which allows for better pictures. It also has bigger pixels, which means better quality. It has an improved aperture and better light performance. Not to mention the fact that the 5S has what's called a true tone LED flash. Right now, let's go ahead and compare the video and picture capabilities of both devices simply by opening up the Photos app. Now, I have the same album open here on both devices. I tried to take the exact same pictures for you guys, and I'm going to quickly show that the brightness is the same on both devices here, just to ensure that we are getting a more accurate test. So let's go ahead and open up the first thing here, and this is just a video that I took using both phones simultaneously, and you'll definitely see that. And the thing that will stand out the most is just how shaky the iPhone 5C's camera is, and that's because its video stabilization abilities just don't match those of the iPhone 5C with its Co-M7 processor for handling motion data. So as you can see, we're at about the same point on both devices here, and the video on the iPhone 5C definitely shakes more than the video on the iPhone 5S. You guys should be able to tell that just by watching this video. That again, the video on the 5C does shake more than the video that was recorded on the iPhone 5S. It's also significantly clearer on the iPhone 5S, and it captures colors more realistically than on the iPhone 5C, and you'll definitely be able to tell that when I get into the pictures, which I'm going to show you guys right now. So simply by swiping over, again, you will be able to notice that we do have improved picture quality on the iPhone 5S than on the iPhone 5C. Now, colors look more realistic on the 5S. They're deeper, darker, and more true than on the iPhone 5C. So let's go ahead and switch on over to the next picture here. And again, we do have more detail on the iPhone 5S, or on the picture that was taken with the iPhone 5S. It does look somewhat brighter on the iPhone 5C, which is kind of surprising, but that is, again, just because it does feature more accurate color representation. So again, just by looking at some of these pictures, you'll notice that they're washed out on the iPhone 5C versus the iPhone 5S, and we're just going to continue through. This is actually a panorama image that was taken using the panorama feature of the camera application on both devices, and you will notice that the 5S was able to let more light in than the iPhone 5C. In fact, you can barely even see it on the iPhone 5C, which is just a true testament to how well the iPhone 5S's camera actually performs. So switching over here to one of the last images, again, it does still look great on both devices. This is the HDR version. I wanted to ensure that it was fair on both, so you can see we do have the HDR icon on the top. And switching over here, again, like I've been saying this entire time, you will notice that the picture quality on the 5S is better than that of the iPhone 5C. but both still have an absolutely great camera. However, there are features that the iPhone 5S's camera has over the iPhone 5C that definitely set it apart and make it superior in my opinion. So let's go ahead and go back, and I'm going to show you guys two new modes that the iPhone 5S has over the iPhone 5C's camera app, and that's burst and slow-mo. So starting out, let's go ahead and take a look at burst. So with burst, you're able to take numerous pictures quickly. Let's go ahead and just open up the camera application, and I'll hold the button down to take a picture, and you'll start to see a picture count above the button there, and that's actually how many pictures it's taken since I started holding the button down. So we're already at about 80 pictures taken, now 90, and passing 100. So let me show you guys exactly what that means and what it does once you take all of those pictures. So here's one that I did take using burst mode. I successfully took 103 different pictures, and what you do once you actually navigate to that burst selection is simply hit choose favorites, and then you can see all of the pictures that were taken. So when I scroll through, you can see that again, this is definitely 103 different pictures. You have a overview down below at the bottom, and you have a preview at the top, and you're able to tap which ones you like the most and then save them individually. It still does keep the original burst images though, which is what I absolutely love about the burst camera mode. Let me just show you guys one more quick example. So here's a burst series of pictures that I took of my dog. As you can see, I already selected which ones were my favorites, and it did save them individually. You can go back at any time and modify that. You can uncheck them or check ones that you maybe didn't check in the beginning, and then it will save them accordingly. So again, this is a really great option, and now let's go ahead and take a look at slow-mo. So here we have this video that I did shoot in the slow-mo mode, and you can change which portion of the video you want to have the slow motion effect. However, I'm just going to leave it at what I had already set, and I'm just going to play it for you guys. So this again was of my dog at the beach, and here is the slow motion effect in all of its glory. As you can tell, it looks absolutely amazing, and the details of slow motion are just incredible, and it works very well, and it's definitely fun for playing around with, and I could see the camera with its new features alone being one of the key selling points of the iPhone 5S. So there you have it, guys. That's the iPhone 5C versus the iPhone 5S. Another main thing to take into account here is price. So whereas the iPhone 5S starts at $199 for a 16GB model under a 2-year contract, the 5C starts at $99 for a 16GB model, again under a 2-year contract. Off contract, the 5S starts at $649, whereas the 5C starts at $549. Now it's up to you guys to decide which one you like better. Just let me know down below in the comment section, and if you want a chance to win a brand new iPhone 5S, just be sure to check out my unboxing video and enter the giveaway there. Of course, you can still enter to win my $100 Amazon gift card giveaway, which is separate from my iPhone 5S giveaway in this video. All you have to do is rate it up, and again, leave a relevant comment down below in the comment section. If you don't know what to leave in the comment section, again, you can let me know which device you like better and why. Of course, to be updated more often, just be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and add me in one of your circles inside of Google+. And until next time, this is ICU, signing out.